Shocking verdict out of San Francisco with a not guilty verdict in the murder of Katy Steinle. Your reaction to that, sir?
Well, the verdict was frustrating, and it makes you angry. You know, Katy Steinle, a beautiful 32-year-old young woman, shot down in the prime of her life. You know, she died in her father's arms, crying out, "Daddy, save me!" As the father of two daughters, I can't imagine the agony. I've visited with Ms. Steinle's family, and I know they are grieving, and the verdict only makes the grief all the harder to deal with. What's most frustrating, Dana, is this crime never should have happened. And the best response to this verdict last night is that the Senate should take up and pass Kate's Law. Kate's Law is legislation I've introduced in the Senate. It says if an illegal immigrant illegally enters the country a second time with an aggravated felony, that immigrant will face a mandatory minimum prison sentence. The person who shot Katy Steinle had been deported 5 times. He was an illegal immigrant, had been in and out of jail. If Kate's Law had been on the books, the person who pulled the trigger would have been in a federal prison cell instead of out there on that pier that night, and Katy Steinle would still be alive and with us today. The best thing Congress can do is pass Kate's Law right now and prevent the next tragic murder like the one we saw in California.
Do you think that the case was not well argued and presented by the prosecution, and would you support federal charges against him?
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I haven't examined the evidence that was presented at the trial and the specific arguments that the prosecutor made. As I understand it, the defense argued that the firing of the gun was accidental, and the jury heard those arguments. But none of that at the end of the day really matters, because if Kate's Law had been on the books, that defendant never would have been on the pier, never would have had that gun in the first place, because he would have been in jail, because he'd been deported 5 times. He was a repeat criminal. And when you allow illegal immigrants who are repeat criminals to be released, to be protected by sanctuary cities like San Francisco, the result is it's more dangerous for all of us.